You also know that Shelby Elias from FinanceWithShelby.com is in studio with us. Hello, Shelby.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, I wanted to start with this email we got from No Name. This came in actually right after you left last time, because this is it's all-encompassing thing with everything going on with interest rates, mortgage rates, the financing, homes are everywhere, the economy in general. Says, I've been putting off calling Shelby, but I need to. I'm miserable in my current living situation. I'm the kind of person that needs a path, and my goal is to buy a home, but I don't know where to start. How far in advance should I call if I plan to buy a year from now or a few months from now? Once I know the path, I'm curious how long I should be getting pre-approved in advance. Our situation is difficult, to say the least. This is like paralysis by analysis, right? It's like she doesn't even know, is it 3 months? Is it a year? Isn't it you call first?
Yeah, we don't know until you call, but that's the whole game plan, right? And you'd be shocked how many people call in. They have no idea if they can buy. And I'm like, no, you're good. They're like, what do you mean I'm good? I'm like, you can fully qualify right now. Here's your payment. You qualify for it. Everything's good. And they're like, well, how soon can I be in a home? 30 days. And people are shocked. So it just starts with the initial call. And then we go over exactly where they're at. We make sure that we put them in the best loan product available, getting the best rates. And then we make sure that they're comfortable with their payment, and we roadmap it out. And sometimes it's not that easy, but I give them the exact game plan of, here's how you raise your credit. Here's how you, even income-wise, this is exactly what you need in order to qualify. So you need this much of a raise, or you need to get a cosigner that makes this much. And we just roadmap it out.
All the contact information's at FinanceWithShelby.com. If you want to ask any questions, RAD at RADRadio.com or 888-989-9811. Last time you were here, you basically broke our email machine and the phones with that Dream for All program, which we're not going to bother to recap it, because as we expected, that money went fast.
It did. It was like 2 weeks.
It was a California state-only thing, and it was a way to get people into homes, help first-time home buyers, and so it was no surprise. For your personal experience with it, was it a success?
It was. It helped a lot of people out, and it also encouraged a lot of people to call in that we're able to create a roadmap. And there are other down payment assistance programs that are available that cover your full down payment and cover the closing costs. So it helped a lot of people realize that they can purchase a home too.
Speaking of realizing things, one thing we have to emphasize every time is if you're a first-time home buyer, which that's defined as you haven't owned a home in 3 years.
Correct.
Now,
so you could have owned a home, sold it, and it's been 3 years since you've rebought, and you still qualify.
Is that a California thing or is that a national thing?
I think it's everywhere, yeah.
So yeah, you sold a home, you got divorced. You sold a home, neither one of you could afford to buy a house, so you both rented. 3 years later, you're both first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize what the down payment is for just a first-time home buyer.
Yeah, first-time home buyer is only 3% down, and that's on a conventional loan. And again, you can get a grant that will cover that, and it will cover the closing costs.
Now, how would you get a grant to cover that?
That's amazing.
So the big thing about the Dream for All program is it gave you 20% down. So, a normal grant would cover 3% down. So your payment's a little bit higher when you're utilizing that program. Obviously, nothing's for free, so they're going to give you a higher interest rate and a higher monthly payment. So you want to make sure that you can still qualify at that point. But it does give you all of the funds needed to purchase a home.
Who's giving the grant?
It depends. There's several that are out there.
Okay, it's like a bouquet of places you can go.
Exactly.
If you get the grant, are you still able to have a mortgage without mortgage insurance, or do they require that on there with the lenders?
You still are required to pay mortgage insurance because you're not putting the full 20% down.
Now, you're no fan of mortgage insurance, but in that case, I'm guessing you go, well, that's the lesser of two evils because at least you own a home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what is this new, your hot new Easter egg that you have for us? Last time it's the Dream for All program. Now you're talking about a 1% down program when we just told everybody, no, it's 3% down. So what's the 1% down program?
Yeah, we wanted to roll out another program that will also help out home buyers. So we rolled out a 1% down conventional loan. It's designed to help lower income families get into housing. So I don't want you to think, okay, great, I'm going to buy this $1 million house and I'm only going to put down a small down payment.
Damn.
This is for people that make moderate income, that are looking for a moderate home. Homes in like the $300,000 price range would work best. People that make around 50,000,
and that's give or take, right?
Yeah.
So that's not people are going, oh, I make 55, I can't do it. That give or take. 50.
Yeah, and it all depends on what county that you're in. So 620 credit score minimum. And it's a great product for first-time homebuyers that, are looking to try to get into a home.
Now, when you say, just because I help people kind of get around these things, as you do sometimes too, when you say, give or take, you make around $50,000 a year, we can help you out with this.
Mm-hmm.
Is that household income? And could it be, like, if the household income is $80,000, could you do it with just one person who's making 50-ish? Are there workarounds?
Yeah, exactly. And some people have 2 jobs, so maybe we just use one job to qualify and things like that. So there are ways around it.
But what does it do? What exactly is so how do they only put 1% down? Like you said, nothing's for free.
Yeah, the lender is covering the other 2% for them. So you don't have to pay it back. It's not necessarily a grant or anything like that. The lender is covering 2%, and you're only required to bring in 1%. So on a $300,000 house, you're bringing in $3,000.
Okay, so using one of your past create wealth ideas here, could you use this program to get into a home? It's when you qualify and you're only putting the 1% down, and your entire goal is that you're going to move out, keep the home, and turn it into a rental.
There you go.
That all works, right?
Yeah, you need to be in the home for a year, but that's exactly the roadmap. It's get into your first home, think about the future, map the future out. That's exactly what we do. We want to go over all your goals. If you have any goals at all about maybe obtaining a rental property or having a home that you can give to your kids one day, this is exactly how you do it. You get into a low down payment loan, you live there for a year, you fix it up. We analyze all of the rents, the return on investment, everything up front. So going into it, how much do I need to save up for the next house? And in this case, you'd buy this house for 1% down. You would live in it for a year. You'd fix it up as you go. And then you would already know that you need to save up 5% for the next property. Then you move on to that property, live there for a year, turn that one into a rental, buy another one for 5% down. Where most people get it backwards is they buy too big of a house up front and they put down, the minimum down, whatever, and they live there and they think, okay, well, now I want to buy a rental property, but I don't want to leave this house. Well, now if that was the case, you have to put 20% down for a rental. And that's completely out of reach. At that point, nobody buys rental properties. So the most successful people are coached up front by somebody like me, say, hey, let's roadmap all of this out. We're going to buy our first house, do this. Then a year later, we're going to do this. And that's how you create some serious financial wealth. Talking
to Shelby Elias from financewithshelby.com. A lot of focus right now on first-time home buyers. You sent me a note that I didn't realize this was true, but because everybody's all we're hearing about it, oh my God, the rates. But first-time home buyers are getting better rates now than they were a year ago? How is that even working?
Well, it all depends on the program that they go into and how they qualify. But yeah, right now, especially with FHA loans have better interest rates than conventional mortgages. So
that's new, isn't it?
Yeah, if you get into an FHA loan, not only do you get a better interest rate, but they also lowered the monthly mortgage insurance. So it's about 40% cheaper on mortgage insurance with an FHA loan than it was last year. So they lowered the mortgage insurance premium. So FHA is looking pretty attractive right now.
We got an email just now from Steven. Says, Tim from Finance with Shelby got me locked into the Dream for All program 13 minutes before it closed.
Whoa! Oh my gosh!
And now I'm in contract with a new house, and I close on the 4th of May.
Yay!
Wow. So, that's awesome.
Which kind of brings us to also, you've got something exciting for the Rad Maggots as well.
Yes, I do. So again, that we also own a real estate company, and we want to try to give back as much as we possibly can. Something that I've always believed in is you give value first, and then it all comes back. And so one of the things, I know I talk a lot of crap about buying a brand new home from a builder, but if you can't beat them, join them. People are going to still buy homes from new homes. But if you buy a brand new home from a new home builder, we'll give you 50% of our commission back to you. Whoa. So you can use that for upgrades. You can use that for closing costs. But I mean, 50% of the commission, typical commission on, say, a $500,000 home is $15,000. So you'd receive a $7,500 credit.
And they get it right there. They get it at closing. They can use it for whatever they want.
Yep, they get it at closing. Now, on a resale home, we'll give 25% of the commission. So it's a great opportunity to utilize us. Obviously, we want to hope that you use us for the loan too, but you don't need to. It's just simply for the real estate side of the business, and it's a way that we can help out.
We got a question here from Stephanie. So we talked about brand new homes and then used homes or resold homes. Well, Stephanie says, as a first-time home buyer, is it worth buying a condo?
Mm-hmm. It really just depends. Condos don't appreciate at the rate of a single-family home. Another thing with condos as well that you really want to consider is you're at the mercy of the HOA. The HOA maintains the condo complex. So if people aren't paying the HOA dues, then that could really affect the facade of the development. Or maybe if there's a pool and the pool gets run down, they have to have enough funds in there to pay to maintain the entire development, and you're at the mercy of the HOA. So you just want to really vet it out. And for some people, it's a great investment, and others, it's not. But, it just depends.
There's also a non-financial side to consider with places, with all condo places, but also even if you start getting to various gated communities where HOAs are involved, because they can affect your lifestyle. Because there's an unknown with the future. New people can always get on the board. They can change the rules. Pretty soon, you have to put your garbage cans out after 8 o'clock at night or before 6 in the morning and other little things. So HOAs, having lived in a few, there's something that you always have to consider when you're making that decision.
Well, and don't HOAs also affect your loan too? Don't they take down the amount you're approved for depending on how expensive the HOAs are?
That's exactly right. Sometimes I get people to call and say, hey, I have this awesome place that I want to buy, and it's only $320,000. But once you factor in a $500 a month HOA, it would be the same as them buying a $400,000 house.
I feel like I lucked into, because the very first thing I bought was, they called it a townhome, but I mean, it's pretty much the same as a condo, right? But I lived in an apartment complex. It was a good area, but I lived in the apartment complex for a few years. So I drove by every day. I could watch this place, right? And the upkeep and everything that you're talking about. And at the time when I bought it, it was also when it was the first time I had experienced this. I don't remember what year it was. Was it, I don't remember, or 03 or something, but, everyone was buying sight unseen, and I wouldn't do that. And they're going for all the newer ones that are gated, and these were older. But I'm like, they've been keeping it nice with the rest of the area. And I lucked out, and they did the upkeep, and I was able to sell it and made a pretty good profit. But I mean, I feel like that was a rare situation. I was actually lived in that area and could watch it over the years.
Yeah.
But I guess if you know a place that you're eyeing, you kind of maybe watch it for a bit.
Yeah, you had a lot of recon.
I had a lot of recon. Yeah.
No surprise, people are reacting already to the 1% down program. You mentioned 50,000 ish for income. Amelia says, is the income for the 1% first-time home buyer $50,000 adjusted gross income?
Yeah. So if you're self-employed, you would use your adjusted gross income in order to qualify. So that's great.
In the ballpark.
Yeah.
Phone number is 888-989-9811 for Shelby Elias from financewithshelby.com. Hello, Jared.
Hello. How are you, Rob?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, so I had a question for Shelby regarding a VA loan. I've already bought a home during all that stuff and lost the home, but I never used my VA loan. Was wondering how that would apply to what's happening now, what's transpiring now.
VA loans are always the best loans that are out there. You get access to the absolute lowest rate out in the market, and you put zero money down. You can go all the way up to $1 million purchase and put no money down, and you have no monthly mortgage insurance. So what that does for you is it allows you to buy whatever home and still have a very low monthly payment because you still have access to great rates, no MI, and you keep all of the cash in your pocket. They're awesome.
Thanks, honey. Love you. Thanks for serving.
Yes.
We just got a note from Nick who says, don't mind the grammar, but Shelby and his team helped me with a nightmare situation, took over from another lender for me, and has been awesome. Just wanted to say thanks again.
Awesome.
That's something we don't talk about that enough. A lot of people who are maybe in the process or they're working with their banker or they've got it, whatever, and they're like, oh, wow, this guy sounds great. I should have gone with him. They can.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people think, too, that just because they got pre-approved by one person that they can't shop that around. Like, definitely shop it around. A lot of people also think since they're already in contract that they can't switch lenders. And that's not true. And, it doesn't add a kink in the process. The other lender already did a lot of the lift. If something's not going good or something comes up that's not promised, check around. Give me a call. And I'll give you an honest opinion. If you're too far in the process, if you're already 21 days in escrow and you need to close in 30 days, it's probably going to be too late unless you get an extension. But if you're 5-10 days in, I could still pick that loan up and close it quick.
What about the personality side of it? Like, they're thinking, yeah, but I don't want to tell my guy. Because you know how sometimes there's certain professions where, like if you switch doctors, your new doctor will handle getting your records. You don't have to go back to your doctor and fire them. How do you handle that? Can you help with that? If it's like, well, you sound great, Shelby, but I just can't tell Carol that she sucks.
Oh, God.
Honestly, you don't even need to call Carol ever again. Like, there's nothing you need. Just call me. There's nothing you need to do.
You'll handle it.
Sorry, Carol. Blocked.
And for anybody who is interested, I am currently set to close on a property here May 1st with Shelby's team as well. And you guys have been taking care of me so well. I know your brother, James, is my realtor. Joe is the loan officer. And both of them have made me feel so good and confident in what I'm doing. Like, you guys have make the roadmap. And you make it so comfortable to go down this path. And it can be bumpy and sticky at times. There was a little bit back and forth with the seller and the price and everything. But you guys have it together and you have a game plan. And seriously, if you're ever thinking about it, you're the way to go.
Oh,
I love it.
I
And
love that.
Kyle's like the poster child, right? When Shelby first started coming on the show, Kyle like started to go, wait, what's this? And then you you saw him lean into it and really start to go forward with like, this guy has got the roadmap. And now that I have the second best boss I've ever had who's paying me well, I could really turn this into something. So you're set to close when?
May 1st.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Kyle,
Amazing.
I love this. Oh, I can't wait to get you a housewarming kit.
Oh, heck yeah.
We got this note from Melissa about the FHA thing you brought up. She says, how does buying land work with these FHA loans and programs? Are the rules different? Does it help for the land to already have a house on the property?
It definitely helps to already have a home on the property. Land deals are kind of their own animal. So most lenders just focus on land loans, but if there is a home on the structure, then it's great.
Phone number is 888-989-9811. Hi, Evan.
Yes, well, I got a kind of unique question, so I'm going to be selfish and ask it anyways. But my father recently bought a property that has 3 homes on it. I told him I'd take the third of the cost of everything and take the lower house, and I've done that. We've lived there for about a year, and we're looking to put my name on everything, but with interest rates up and everything, how would you recommend getting my name on there and keeping our payment where it's at or spending the least amount of money to do it?
That's a great question, and shockingly, I get that a lot. So anybody that's looking to take over a mortgage for a family member, there's a great opportunity. All we need to do, and I can help you do this, is we'll add you to title. And then once you're on title, you now have the ability to refinance that loan in your name, and you can take the other party off. So it's not like you need to purchase it off of them or anything like that. Basically, we're just going to add you to title. We can refinance the property into your own name.
Now, you get, as you just alluded to, you get questions about so much all the time. And you're going to be doing a webinar a week from yesterday, right? Next Wednesday.
Yes.
This is kind of going to be what it does. It covers questions you're used to getting that you don't have to contact me directly all the time sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a homeowner's guide to financial freedom. So if you're currently a homeowner, then I'll answer all the questions around how to make the smartest financial decisions around your biggest investments, Airbnbs, future investment properties, how to pay your home off faster, utilizing no additional funds. So we're not talking about, hey, take more of your savings and invest. It's, hey, let's look at other avenues where we can save money, apply that towards paying down your mortgage. Here's how much money that you'll save over the life of your loan by doing this. Here's how fast you'll pay off the home. So just a lot of strategy that I utilize with a lot of my clients. I'm going to be hosting a webinar that's going to go over everything. It's absolutely free. And hopefully we can help people make smarter financial decisions.
So it's next Wednesday at 4:30, and you sign up for the webinar link at financewithshelby.com. It's free, but you still got to sign up. But can they sign up at 4:29 p.m. on Wednesday? Is there a deadline?
Yeah, no, you're good. Sign up as soon as possible. Even if you think, shoot, I don't know if I can make that, still sign up because we'll send out a recording. But it's going to be great.
This one. I knew I just had somewhere to go. This email is from Jeremy. Is the 1% down payment promotion any lender or specifically promoting United Wholesale Lending? well, you should go to the best, but whatever.
Yeah, this is through one of our banks, United Wholesale, and so yeah, it's with United Wholesale.
So the 1% down program, this is not like the Dream for All program that you brought us last time, which was a California state funded thing.
Yeah.
This like your commission back program. This is only through United Wholesale Lending, and the commission back program is only for the maggots, by the way, just so people know. But they've got to go through you in order to do the 1% thing.
So this is through one of our banks that we're approved with. So we're a correspondent lender through them. And so this is a product that they offered out to us.
Roger says, I live and work in the Lodi area. Can I work with you?
Of course. I'm always looking for good talent.
I think he means
work with you
on getting a house. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're
yeah.
statewide. Any state you're in.
Anywhere. I have real estate agents all over. Yeah.
Hello, Kevin. Good morning.
Morning, Rad. I had a question for Shelby. How hard is it to get a house without having any kind of credit score?
How can you have no credit score? Is that possible?
Yeah, it is possible. If you just never utilize credit, or you haven't for a long time, your score really goes away because they don't have anything to score you on.
Does it come up as 3 dashes? Or you have no credit score?
Yeah, it literally is just nothing. There's nothing that populates. So the fastest way to hack that is to get added to somebody else's credit. So you want to become an authorized user on their credit cards. You don't need to have a card or anything like that. You just become an authorized user, get their permission. All of their good credit will pour over to you. And this also works if you have bad credit. It does not affect the person that's adding you to their card at all, but all their positive information flows over to you and it will pump up your score.
Isn't that kind of crazy? I'm just assuming like this is someone who was so disciplined that they just used cash.
Yeah.
Right? Like if they couldn't afford it, that was it, right? If the money wasn't in the bank, they just didn't get it. But there's no reward for you.
The only
right?
But how do we know that you actually what if you were still terrible with your cash?
Yeah, I'm assuming someone who's good, right? But yes,
the only people I've ever heard of not having credit scores are teenagers. And you're taught, if you're lucky, okay, you have to create a credit score, go out and get a gas card or whatever. I just never heard of an adult not having one.
Yeah, I remember my dad saying that. You got to get at least one, get a gas card.
Rodney says, I know that Shelby covered that VA loans are great loans. We qualify for a VA loan. We have the necessary paperwork. What we're worried about is property tax and mortgage interest payments. We don't want to be house broke.
Well, that we just break down the payment. See if you can afford it.
Hello there, Nick. Good morning.
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 I had a question for Shelby. Me and my wife, we already own our first home together in Roseville, and we're looking to buy a rental home. And I didn't know, we don't have the money for is it 20% or whatever down payment. I didn't know how we could go about, if your program worked for us, some way for a 1% or 2%, lower down payment.
So you can never. This is the hack. So what I would recommend to you is turn your current home into the rental property, then go and buy another primary. If you do that, the minimum down is only 5% instead of 20%. So that's the way that you'll want to do that.
And this is also the situation you're suggesting avoiding if you're a first-time home buyer by taking advantage of the 1% program now. A year later, you're not even in this situation.
That's exactly right.
So the webinar, first of all, the 1% down program through financewithshelby.com. Contact him immediately about that. The 50% commission back for maggots, that's on if you buy a new home.
Yep, brand new home.
25% back on a used home.
On a resale.
I know, I keep calling them used homes like they're cars. And the most exciting thing, the webinar is next Wednesday, 4:30 p.m. You go to financewithshelby.com. It is free, but you can sign up for the link anytime between now and next Wednesday, but just do it now at financewithshelby.com. Anything else, my friend?
Follow me on Instagram. I put up a ton of really good content for homeowners. I'm constantly getting so many DMs just, thanking me for all the content that I put up. So I spend a lot of time going over a lot of this stuff, posting it on Instagram. My Instagram is Shelby Elias. There's a lot of fake ones out there. So make sure you follow the verified account with the blue check mark. And I thank you so much.
Always great having you. It's financewithshelby.com.